celebrating today a judicial decision last night in Michigan by Judge Mark Goldsmith, who affirmed in his decision that this recount advances our fundamental right to vote.
All right, so the Michigan recount is on. This is a state that, of course, Donald Trump won by a little bit more than 10,000 votes, so it seems like a big enough gap to not be easily reversible. Michigan Attorney General Bill Schutte is fighting it in court, plans to raise those objections tomorrow. Sir, very good to have you.
Good to be with you, Neil. Thank you.
For the life of me, I'm trying to figure out why this is going on. It originally started when they were looking at recounts in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and now Michigan, that there could be hacking involved. Do you have any indications of that? Because it's now moved beyond hacking, just to have a fair vote, whatever that means. But what are they after here? Do you know?
Yeah, well, listen, this is what happened. Jill Stein got 1% of the vote in the state of Michigan, 4 people running for president, 4.8 million votes cast. And so now she is trying to have a recount that is reckless and irresponsible, because it'll stiff the Michigan taxpayers with a bill from $4 to $6 million. The Michigan statute's very clear. You have to be an aggrieved or an injured party, and Jill Stein has no chance of winning. You know, my home team, the Detroit Lions, beat the Saints yesterday. This would be like the Cleveland Browns wanting a redo of that game. Jill Stein is the Cleveland Browns, and the fact is this recount violates Michigan law, and I'm very hopeful that the Michigan courts will step in and protect Michigan law from the federal takeover that a federal judge is trying to impose on Michigan, and frankly could have big consequences across America.
All right, but I thought the funding and this wouldn't come on the taxpayers' expense, but that this is money raised through all these third-party groups. I'm not saying literally third-party, but sympathetic and supportive parties, including Hillary Clinton's folks, that there's something else going on here. Who is ultimately paying for this? You're saying Michigan taxpayers.
That is exactly the case. This recount will cost between $4 and $6 million, and the Michigan taxpayers are going to pick up a large portion of that. Jill Stein wrote a check for, I don't know, $967,000, but the fact is the total cost would be about $6 million. And the fact is, she has admitted there's no evidence of fraud or any
But you just said 4.8 million ballots cast, right? I mean, and there was a 10,000 vote gap between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Could you see any possibility that gap in that many votes could be reversed?
No way. And the fact is, this is about Jill Stein. She is the person asking for a recount. You have to be an aggrieved or injured party. If recounts are for slim, razor-thin margins. If Jill Stein had lost by 20 votes or 200 or maybe 2,000, there would be grounds for a recount. But Jill Stein would have to get 2 million votes to win. So that's why this is preposterous. But
obviously the Hillary Clinton folks are signing on to this. They're sympathetic, empathetic to this cause, whatever. Could you see any scenario in which, whether it's spearheaded by Jill Stein, that Hillary Clinton reverses that 10,000 vote lead? It still wouldn't be enough to get her to 270, but you know my point.
No way. And the fact is, there's been our elections in Michigan are run in a very proper way. Jill Stein has admitted there's no evidence of fraud. And the fact is, we have a kind of a midnight order issued by a federal judge on a Sunday. The courtroom was locked. People couldn't get in and released. This is like a Wilson Pickett, midnight hour, or Eric Clapton after midnight ruling that was issued. And the fact is, that's not what Michigan law provides. We like to have organization, transparency. And the fact is, this federal takeover won't stand, and tomorrow, the Michigan Court of Appeals will have a hearing on this whole case. And again, Michigan law needs to govern, not some federal takeover.
All right. I like your sports analogies. Then you move into music. I mean, you're a very eclectic guy.
We can do this. We can do this every Monday. But the point is that Michigan law needs to rule here.
All right. We'll watch very closely. Bill Schutte, Michigan Attorney General. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.